Do you know what Ventura has in common with Billy Bob Thornton's hit series Landman, as well as the movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood? It doesn't have anything to do with Kevin Costner, who happens to be from Ventura. Did you know that? It doesn't have to do anything to do with Yellowstone. But there is one thing they all have in common. But there's one thing specifically that the two previous movies have in common. Oil. That's right. Not water, not land, but oil. In Daniel Day-Lewis's hit movie, it was all about that black gold rush for oil. And it happened right out here from the famous surf spot, oil piers, and the tar that used to be mined at tar pits in Carpinteria, and at Surfers Point, C Street, one of the longest wooden piers ever to be built, all the way up to the piers of Gaviota Coast. At the end of the movie, or towards the middle end, the climactic part where he actually gets to the coast. And there's a lot of movies that kind of have that when they actually get that manifest destiny of getting to the coast. Well, Ventura definitely has that feel, and Ventura definitely was built on oil. So preceding, modern times, we had the Spanish missions, and preceding that, the Chumash. But the big boom when they started building homes in the 1920s was because of oil. And one of the first historic districts on the West End, it was worker housing. And right now we're kind of having this boom of lifestyle kind of coming to the coast, to the West Coast, and discovering these piers, the surf, the ocean, the lifestyle, the mountains. And Ventura being, largely an agricultural county, it was much more of a sprawl, spread out. It's kind of got that small town syndrome where many locals are, how is this place growing so fast? And it really isn't growing that fast. It's just little changes seem like big ones because there hasn't been much of a change for so long. So getting right into it, why do I bring this up? Well, right now, there's a piece of land that is for sale. Here we are at 320 North Ventura Avenue. This is raw land, buildable, available for sale. It's zoned C2, but that means you can do residential or commercial mixed use. What's really prime about this location, it's a mile to a half mile from the beach, and it is downtown adjacent Ventura, where most of the new revitalization and gentrification is happening in this neighborhood. We're seeing updates like Muni Wines next door. We're seeing Singing Sun. We saw a Black Hole skate shop that came in that is right near the brand new skate park that was recently developed. We've also got the Bell Arts Center. We can see the change has now not just been in the residential side, but it's really starting to hit the commercial side. The thing about it is that the owners that own these shoebox properties that are up and down this corridor, they're not for sale. They like having them. They like having storage for their toys. They like having art spaces, and they're just not selling them. But if you have an opportunity like this where you can build your own, whether it's mixed use, residential, the opportunities are rare. And to be so close to downtown, the beach, and really be in the mix of it all, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. The art center with the Bell Arts Factory. We've seen Black Hole Skate Shop go in, where they're right up the street from the new skate park. We've seen the coffee shop come in, Singing Sun. We've seen Muni Wines come in. There's certain staple restaurants, Juan's, Taqueria Top at Lawn. But these little shoebox places, a lot of times people use them as a place to kind of store old cars or bikes, kind of keep their toys, or they have workout rooms, or they have, art spaces. And they just keep it really quiet and low key, and you wouldn't even know anything was there. So there's not a lot of stuff for sale. So when you have a piece of land that you can build these, either, create in those temporary storage units, or if you want to build something a little more majestic, you have opportunities there. Probably 2 to 3 units, and you could do something mixed use. But this land is, really special. It's been for sale before, kind of changed ownership, but it's special in that it needs someone who can take it to its best state, someone who can improve upon it. And a big thing about the West End, a lot of the locals like to see is they like to see improvement, but they don't like to see something overzealous and kind of going beyond. There are some structures that have come up that are very mid-modern. They don't really go, with the style of the avenue. We're not trying to create any monstrosities, but what we do want to see is something that will add to it. Right now it's chain link fence. There's a lot of, tarps and trash. So it's one of those things where we want to see it improved. It's one thing for it just to stay the same. It's not, things aren't going to stay the same, but they can be improved the right way. So if you have any interest in this land or some of our, thanks for waiting, some of our off-market land as well, we have some things where we know sellers want to sell, but they don't want to be on the market right now. But if this video gets your attention, you're interested in knowing where those are and what prices those could be sold, then just reach out to us. But if you have any questions about Ventura County, Camarillo, Oxnard, Ojai, we really like to work those areas. We'll dabble in Santa Barbara, Carpinteria, and all the way out to Westlake. But specifically here in Ventura, if you have any questions or just want to leave a comment, so I'm curious, just for funsies, if you've seen There Will Be Blood, Landman, and if you've watched any of Yellowstone, maybe rank them, put in there which one's the best to the least favorite. They're all pretty entertaining. I know Yellowstone is maybe a little bit more like a soap opera, maybe Landman too, but the thing that Landman and There Will Be Blood have in common is they really get to that brute, kind of the desire and what people are willing to do, for that oil. At least in Landman, there's some recognition for like human life. In There Will Be Blood, I mean, it was just all bets are off. Anything to get there and be the winner, and it was pretty gruesome at times, but you can see, what kind of fueled the fire, so to speak, to kind of grow this country and this state. So it's a reality. Oil's a reality. Electric's a good alternative, but there are many alternatives. It's not the only one. But it's neat to know that part of history. So if you've got any comments about the history or want to share something maybe I didn't cover but should have covered, please leave a comment. Thanks so much. And to be so close to downtown, the beach, and really be in the mix of it all, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. So